Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amados Norito and Miroku prayer, please stand. Takahama ni kamsumarimasu. Kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite. Subemi oya kamu izanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no imuka no tachi anano. Odon no ahagi harani misagi harai. Kamo toki ni narimaseru. Araido no okami tachi moro moro no magagu to tsumi kegare o harai tamae kiyome tamai tomao sukoto no yoshi o amatsu kami kunitsu kami ya oyorosu no kami tachi tomoni ame no fujikoma no mi uritatete kikoshi meseto kashikomi kashikomi mumaosu Miroku o mikami mamori tamae sakihae tamae Miroku o mikami mamori tamae sakihae tamae Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae sakihae tamae Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae sakihae tamae Kannagara damachi haemase. Kannagara damachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, the time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving your ray. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group array.
God, Meishu-sama, bless you.
Your day is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Art and beauty. People who love beauty and appreciate the world of art in all its forms are already living in a spiritual paradise. Those who do not appreciate the beauty of nature, the moon, snow, and flowers, and are not grateful for the kindness bestowed by others, are on a low spiritual level. To enjoy spring's flowers and autumn's bright leaves is our way of expressing gratitude to God for his benevolence. Paradise may be called a world of art. Truly fine painting, sculpture, literature, music, and other forms of art and entertainment will flourish in the daylight age. Not only this, but all phases of living should be equally artistic, for art is an essential part of life. In essence, art must be based upon truth, beauty, and goodness. This principle extends to the body also. Illness, whether physical, mental, or spiritual, results when the art of living is violated. The channeling of the divine light, therefore, can truly be called an art. Health is the true state of being, the true condition of humanity. The fundamental requisite for the transformation into paradise on earth is the embodiment of truth, virtue, and beauty in every part of living.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters. Meishu-sama was an artist himself. He studied painting and he did several paintings and calligraphy, as we are aware of, and landscaping. He practiced lacquer work and he studied many forms of art. Because of that, Meishu-sama was quite critical of those artists that were not conscious. They were not aware of the importance of their mission. Because when you appreciate an art of a high level, your senses are elevated. You are purified in spirit. In this teaching, Meishu-sama talks about the beauty of nature. It's the greatest form of art. It's art created by God. So if I'm distracted and I'm not seeing the clouds passing, I'm not appreciating when the seasons change, it's kind of a shame because God is providing all that beauty for us to enjoy. But also, man-made beauty can be appreciated. But again, artists should be conscious when he or she is creating any form of art, music, sculpture, painting. They should be aware that whatever they will produce will influence others. They can either elevate the spirituality of the general population or decrease their levels. So it is a very important mission and is done quite naturally, or if you will, when we appreciate, we do not necessarily with a religious sense. We may appreciate an art form, we may go to a museum for joy, for the cultural moment. So indeed is a very important mission. And if we are practicing any form of art, We could have that kind of thinking. Who I'm going to make happy with that? How many people can receive that influence? And when we meet other artists to inspire them through this aspect of Meishu-sama's teachings, which are so important. Today, I would like to share the faith experience of Albina Anselmo. She's from Ceará, Brazil. Albina is 51 years old, has been a jury member for 8 years. In 2011, she was diagnosed with lupus, an inflammatory and autoimmune disease that can affect multiple organs and tissues, causing fatigue, fever, and joint pain. She had used 12 pills a day to control this disease. However, after becoming a jury member, practicing jury, and dedicating constantly, the condition stabilized and the medication was reduced to 4 pills. With the onset of the pandemic and the inevitable social isolation, jury centers temporarily interrupted face-to-face activities, and she was unable to go to the center to dedicate and receive jury. As a result, lupus became active, leaving her platelets very low. She was getting weaker every day to the point where she couldn't get up and speak clearly. She had a fever for 15 days, didn't eat, was nauseated, and developed anemia. She went to the doctor, who increased the dosage of the medications and said that she would not be hospitalized because of the high risk of contagion with the coronavirus. She has a 17-year-old daughter who received the sacred focal point of Hikari in 2016, but was inactive in our religious activities. So, in addition to channeling joy to herself, Albina received joy from 2 neighbors. She read Meishu-sama's teachings, watched our online services, and tried to eat as much as possible of organic and nature farming products, offer her daily donation of gratitude, and try to remain calm and grateful. In early April 2020, last year, she was affected by intense pain on the right side of her face, which prevented her from opening her eyes, speaking, and seeing properly. Albina managed to get in touch with her minister, who asked her about her daughter and asked to speak with her. Once the call ended, Albina's daughter immediately put her ohikari on and began to channel joy to Albina. In the first few minutes, Albina felt a great relief and ended up falling asleep. The next day, she woke up much better and could open her eyes and mouth. She continued to receive joy daily from her daughter and her joy neighbors. She was getting stronger, feeling more in a good mood, and little by little resumed her normal activities. In 8 months, the platelets practically doubled, and Albina was able to overcome her anemia. Currently, she feels very well physically and is stronger in the practice of faith. Her daughter continues to channel joy to her daily, attends services online with her, and is much more helpful with the household chores. Albina is very grateful to God, Meishu-sama, and her ancestors for the blessings and protection received, as well as for the permission to have joy and the divine writings of Meishu-sama's teachings. Albina is now committed to spreading our faith and bringing the light of salvation to as many people as possible. I want to thank you very much for joining us in this service today, to listening, for listening to these words, and I wish you a very wonderful day and very wonderful weekend ahead of us. Thank you very much.
This brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a blessed day.